So what I'd like to do is just like to outline, if I can, the approach to the campaign and cover a couple of areas. And that's to outline the rationale behind our thinking, or my thinking, just so there is a bit of clarity as we move forward. And to just stress at this stage, it's not just about the 2026 campaign, it's about potentially leaving a process and an operational procedure beyond that. So the sort of areas I'll cover: style of play, global reality, the immediate goal, the game strategy, monitoring potential, and an ideal scenario. So in terms of style of play, we have a statement, or I've developed a statement. I'll let you read it, but effective possession based on attacking style of play, and effective being the key word, because it's no good just keeping the ball. It's about what you're trying to do. Possession to progress and penetrate to create goal scoring opportunities, underpinned by a quick transition to defence. In other words, what Jurgen Klopp would call the counter press, and the ability to win the ball high, close to the opponent's goal, and maybe score from a counter, and then defend collectively and intelligently. And that will vary depending on the opposition, and then a quick transition mentality. And all players fully active in the 4 moments. So just throwing a bit of data to support the philosophy. In World Cups, the majority of goals are scored within 23 yards of the goal and the width of the box, 90% plus. And that's true also, that was true also in the 2015 Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand, same data. So in essence, it's about getting the player and the ball in that area facing goal ideally. And so, if your goalkeeper could put someone in there straight away, why wouldn't you? So it's about looking forward, trying to play behind them, but not just boot it up the field and fight. It's about quality passing and creating goal scoring opportunities. But it's a forward-thinking mentality. The other key factor is that the players are capable of playing in the 4 moments: when we attack, when we transition to defend, when we defend, when we transition to attack. It's no good having attackers who think they only attack, and when we lose the ball they walk. We need players who are active and fully committed in each of the moments. So that's the philosophy that we're developing. It's a bit of a change of mindset for some of the players, but in fairness to the players, they're embracing it, and very, very, very positive. In terms of the global reality, the top 100 ranked teams all have a professional league. FIFA regulations demand players are released for the FIFA windows in professional football. So a club can't deny a player going to a FIFA window. If it's outside the window, they can. If it's inside, they can't. And they actually have to pay them during that period. We've 1 professional player currently. The rest are amateurs. So our lads and our women face enormous problems, in taking the requisite time off, not only for the FIFA window, but for the camps. And I think the sacrifice they're making is applaudable, but it's very difficult for them. Very difficult. Time off work potentially, reduction in earnings, and then obviously family issues crop up. And we've had a couple of those in this camp where maybe a child's ill or something of that nature, which we have total sympathy for. And then I think we have to be careful of comparisons. There are 30 nations internationally in rugby. There are 210 nations in football. And in terms of Fiji, I would imagine all the rugby players are professional, aren't they? Either playing for the team based in Fiji or playing overseas in professional rugby. So it's a very different scenario. Well, the immediate goal is to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, and at the very least secure the 0.5 spot. So I'm sure you're aware that there's 1.5 spots now for OFC. So if we can secure the automatic qualification, that would be utopia. Having said that, our minimum achievement is the 0.5. which would relate then to a tournament proposed, not confirmed, proposed in November 26, with the other federations' qualifiers, non-qualifiers. So there'd be a tournament at that stage. And so that's why we want to develop a strategy that can be built upon, not only for this World Cup, but as we move forward, so that we're always in a position where we can either get the 1 or the 0.5 spot. So it comes down to that debate. The FIFA ranking versus the strategy to develop our style of play and our ability to win. So we could play teams of lesser capability to try and secure a better FIFA ranking. On the other hand, we need to make sure that we can beat our OFC opposition first, and then we have until November of the following year to broaden our spectrum and play opposition with different playing styles, different cultures, etc. So that's the strategy. So this year, predominantly, the focus is on OFC and dominating that. In 2005, it will be a more global approach. And we will probably test the water maybe in the September window, whereas yet there are no fixtures arranged. But that's yet to be seen. By default, our FIFA ranking should go up because we expect to be successful in OFC. That's our expectation. That's not to diminish our opponents, but we expect to win. And then through the 205 period, we need to be competitive. So by default, our FIFA ranking should go up. But it's not the be-all, end-all. It's about being prepared for the World Cup. That's the most important thing. Then there's the maximising of our potential. Obviously, the athletes that you have here and the players have phenomenal athletic potential, which we need to really, really develop so that they are fit on a world scale, because at the minute they're not. Then there's developing a total tactical understanding and game versatility within that. So we're clear on how we play, but we can adapt to different styles, different formations, etc., without losing our way. And same, the opponent challenge without losing our way. Create a professional culture, which is a whole raft of things. It's logistics, the training environment, the living environment, etc., etc. Aspirational pathway. Now, and I've sort of put there, if the national team is a conduit, perhaps, to expose yourself and get professional contracts around the world, then it becomes a very aspirational pathway, as is proven, say, in rugby currently. And then obviously is to establish the Fiji way, which again is not just how we play, it's how we operate, how we organise, so that traditionally when someone leaves the building, everything leaves with them. And you go back to ground zero. If we can avoid that and end up with a situation where the knowledge remains and develops, then the country gets stronger and stronger as we move forward, and that's one of the main objectives. Obviously, the ideal scenario would be a professional team in Fiji based around the national team. And then we could have domestic players who focus solely on football, be full-time. Full-time training in a well-supported and expert environment. We'd have the chance maybe where overseas players could elevate the environment, so if we bring in the best players from overseas, they can help set the bar. And then the potential to access the global transfer market. OFC as a region, and definitely Fiji as a nation, no one's tapping into it. The professional league is probably going to be the window that definitely opens that market. And all of a sudden there might be lads playing in Belgium and Holland and the UK, as well as the A-League, etc. And that's a game changer. Absolute game changer. And that league could do all that. So that's pretty much the methodology, if you like, and the rationale behind things. That's what we're aiming to do, or I'm aiming to do, is build something that both produces success but has longevity.